दीनबन्धु जगत्पथे गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरि वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
Thank you, Bharshati Mataji. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you all for joining today's Bhagavad Gita session. We're reading from chapter 18, the conclusion, the perfection of renunciation, and verse number 8. So, did we complete 7 yesterday? Is that right, Prabhuji?
Prabhu, yesterday we completed until 10, Prabhuji.
Oh, until 10
10
also.
Right? Devotees, can you please confirm? Raghu Prabhu?
Oh,
No, I wasn't. I didn't attend yesterday.
Yes, we completed verse 10, Prabhuji. Yesterday we read 10. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, this was small, right? I think we covered 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So until 10. Okay, sure. Prabhuji. So you're doing 11 today. Okay. Nahi deha bruta sakyam asakyam tyaktum karmani asheshataha yastu karma falathyagi syatyagiti abhidiyate. Yeah. Anyone else would like to recite devotees?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, then I can try Prabhuji. Hare Krishna devotees, then the pranam of Krishna Srila Prabhupada. Text number. Nahi deha bharta sakyam tyaktyam karmani asheshataha yastu karma phalatyagi satyagi abhidiyate. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all Krishna Srila Prabhupada. I will try Prabhuji. Nahi deha bhrita sakyam chaktum karmani asesataha yastu karma phalatyagi satyagite abhidhyate. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Andrew. Anyone else devotees?
Can I try, Prabhuji?
Yeah, please, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Nahi deha bhuta shakya tyaktu karmanyasheshtaha yastu karma phalatyagi satyagitya bhidiyate. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mahesh Prabhu. Anyone else devotees?
I can try.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Nahi deha pratatsak sakyam yaktum karmani asesataha yastu karma phala tyagi satyagiti abhidyate.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Guru.
Kiruga Prabhu. Yeah. Anyone else devotees? Okay, we'll go with the synonyms and translation. Anyone?
Sorry, Prabhu.
Yeah, go ahead, Mataji. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Nahi dehavृता sakyam tyaktum karmani asheshatah त्यक्तुं कर्मण्यशेषतः यस्तु कर्म फलो त्यागी स्यात्यागीत्वा विधीयते.
Thank you, Mataji. Yeah. Anyone would like to read synonyms and translation devotees?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Na, synonyms. Na, never. He, certainly. Deha Bhuta, my, by the embodied. Shakyam, is possible. Tvaktam, to be renounced. Karmani, activities. Aseshataha, altogether. Yah, anyone who. Tu, but. Karma, of work. Phala, of the result. Tyagi, the renouncer. Sa, he. Tyagi, the renouncer. Iti, thus. Abhidhiyate is said. Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. It is indeed impossible for an embodied being to give up all activities, but he who he who renounces the fruits of action is called one who has truly renounced. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So, anyone would like to read the purport, devotees?
Good. Shall I read or?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Purport. It is said in Bhagavad Gita that one can never give up work at any time. Therefore, he who works for Krishna and does not enjoy the fruitive results, who offers everything to Krishna, is actually a renouncer. There are many members of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness who work very hard in their office or in the factory or some other place, and whatever they earn, they give to the society. Such highly elevated souls are actually sannyasis and are situated in the renounce order of life. It is clearly outlined here how to renounce the fruits of work and for what purpose fruit should be renounced.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Maybe we'll just read this next verse and then together we'll discuss. Anishtam mishtam mishram cha trividam karmana phalam bhavati atyaginam pretya natu sanyashinam kvachit. Yeah, let's see. Anyone else would like to recite devotees?
Prabhuji, if anyone if I can read. No one.
Yes.
Sorry. Okay. अनिष्टमिष्टमिश्रं च त्रिविधं कर्मणा फलं भाव्यत्यागीन प्रेत्य न तु सन्न्यासिनं क्वचित्.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Anyone else, devotees?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Anistam ishtam mishram cha trividam karmanah phalam bhavati atyaginam pretya natu sannyasinam kvachit. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Anyone else, devotees?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Anistam ishtam mishram cha trividam karmana phalam bhavati atyaganam pretya natu sannyasinam vachit. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam. I will try Prabhuji. Anishtam ishtam mishram cha trividham karmana phalam bhavate atyaginam pretya natu sannyasinam kvachit. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Anyone else, devotees?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I'll Hare Krishna devotees. Anishtam ishtam mishram cha trividham karmana phalam bhavati atyaginam pretya natu sannyasinam kvachit. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Anyone else? Last recitation?
Yeah, I can.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Anishtam ishtam mishram cha trividam karmana phalam bhavati atyaginam pretya natu sannyasinam kvachit. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Lord. Yeah, thank you. So let's read synonyms and translation, devotees.
Can I try synonyms translation?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Thank you. Synonyms: Anishtam, leading to hell; Ishtam, leading to heaven; Mishram, mixed; Cha, and; Trividham, of three kinds; Karmana, of work; Phalam, the result; Bhavati, comes; Atyaginam, for those who are not renounced; Pretya, after death; Na, not; Tu, but; Sannyasinam, for the renounced order; Vachit, at any time. Translation: for one who is not renounced, the threefold fruits of action, desirable, undesirable, and mixed, occur after death. But those who are in the renounced order of life have no such result to suffer or enjoy. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Yeah, Mahesh Prabhu. Thank you, Mahesh Prabhu. Just a one-line purport. Would you like to complete it?
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. Purport: a person in Krishna consciousness acting in knowledge of his relationship with Krishna is always liberated. Therefore, he does not have to enjoy or suffer the results of his acts after death. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Anything you would like to share, Mahesh Prabhu?
Prabhuji, please go ahead and do it. Yeah, I would like to listen to your thoughts.
Yeah. Raghu Prabhu, anything you would like to share? Previous verse.
Yeah, okay, very briefly, but here Krishna is talking about uh, the fruitive, the results of work. We need to work. That has already been established. Even in previous chapter, we saw that that is our karma. So we need to sustain ourselves and so many other things. So we have to work. But uh, those who are not attached to the results of the work, then they are the people who are true renouncers. Not only are they not attached to the results of the work, they give away the results of the work to the society at large. Such people are really elevated. Most of us cannot do that, but we need an income, and we need to use that income to sustain ourselves. So that is the result of that work. And but the sannyasis, at least the way I look at it and understand, is they renounce everything, they give up everything, and they are so they are in a total renounced order of life, as it's called. Thank you, Ruth.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Raghu Prabhu, for sharing that. It's very nice essence that Prabhupada is capturing. So we'll see a little bit of connection between the verses and also we'll discuss devotees. So in this chapter, if you look at just a little bit of overview, how this chapter started. So Arjuna is asking Krishna, he wished to understand what is the purpose of renunciation, Tyaga, and also he wants to understand about the renounced order of life, sannyasa. So the whole chapter is kind of Krishna, driving towards explaining about the real renunciation, how does the pious activities accumulate, impious activities accumulate, and all of that Krishna is gradually explaining. When you want to give up something, what are you giving up and why are you giving up? What is the result of giving up something? All that. So now if you look at the way Krishna started to explain, so Krishna is basically initially started to explain just giving up material desire. Some people consider that as renunciation, but giving up all activities, the wise men call that as renunciation. So, and then Krishna gives examples and he says how sages used to consider, and how in the third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna systematically explains karma. So in that chapter, in that chapter also Krishna kind of establishes how one cannot give up work. Giving up work is not possible. So even if you ask somebody to sit quiet, they will eventually have to do something what they are inclined to do. So they cannot keep quiet. And then in the same chapter, Krishna says we should not stop people from working. If somebody is working, we should actually direct the work towards the positive direction. We should encourage them to do positive work, and we should not stop them from doing work. So the whole material world is created such that Krishna wants to mold everyone to do something positive, and gradually to do something transcendental, right? So there are different levels of work. One who is working for just for some result, out of money, some expectation, is on the lower level. And one who is working out of trouble, like, he if he doesn't work, he gets trouble. That is also on the lower level. One who works out of duty is little bit on the higher level, and one who works out of love is on the topmost level, right? So that is why Karl Marx is one of the philosopher. He kind of establishes that family members are very good for hiring. So he established this because the whole financial thing, the uh, economical thing sustains because a person wants to protect the family, and because of love and affection towards family, he wants to work, he wants to earn some livelihood, and he wants to give some nice housing facilities. So everything starts with that bonding, family bonding. So then, so that is and then one of the Prabhupada also used to give this example. One company owner had this idea of, he used to never hire only family people, because he thought they are much more responsible. They have a bonding, family bonding, so they will obviously work hard to keep the family. So the whole, everyone works behind their work. There is something, they have some motivation, right? So in the family situation, they have a motivation of affection towards each other. But ultimately, all of that bonding we have, all of that desires, either it's a extended family or a family or self, and everything is starts with the body. But then when we have the spiritual culture, when we start thinking that actually I'm not the body, I'm the soul connected to the super soul, then the whole dynamics changes. And then we have to come to a conclusion that, what the body is temporary, it's going to go away. And eventually I have to take up another body. Then what is permanent? What is my permanent relationship? So then we kind of establish that relationship with the Supreme Lord, Krishna, that permanent relationship. And in that relationship, if you do some activities, then that activity is also, it is driven by love. And that love is much more intense because it doesn't go with one life, it is life after life. So, but one has to come to that consciousness. So here, there are so many things are prescribed duties. Nowadays we don't understand these things, but prescribed duties means a certain person born in a certain family, he has to do certain duties. Like my forefathers have done something and my fathers have done something, I have to continue those. Those are called prescribed duties. But if I just give it up because of some illusion, then it is, Krishna is saying that it is not good. For example, I've seen my father and mother doing certain ceremonies and pujas, because their fathers have done it. So now, if I go deeper and look at those things, what they've done, the root actually goes to Krishna. Everything, whatever because in each and every culture there is some prescribed duties, and if you go deeper, the root will go towards Lord Krishna, the Supreme Lord. So like that, in every tradition, there is prescribed duties coming. And those prescribed duties, just like that, we cannot give it up. So one of the things Arjuna was saying in the chapter 1 is, what would happen if all of these men die? The wives, they will become widow, and then the sons, the children, they will not follow the family tradition, and then eventually everyone have to go to the hellish planets. Like that, Arjuna was saying. So this prescribed duties are very important for in order to progress towards the higher nature, right? So now, if somebody thinks it's troublesome and they give it up, or by out of fear they give it up, it's not really bodily comfort. It's not comfort. I have to do so many sacrifices to continue my family tradition. They give it up. All of this is happening in Kali Yuga. Nobody is following family traditions. Like my forefathers were doing something, we were not following anything. That's why in Kali Yuga it's very difficult to even follow simple processes. That's why Prabhupada understood and he gave Devi Varnashram. We just center around the whole thing that we do, we just center around Krishna consciousness, so that we don't follow the each and every prescribed duties that traditionally it is coming in. But if we can do that, is well and good. So, but the most important thing is how much we progress in our consciousness towards Krishna consciousness. So now here Krishna is saying that people out of in the mode of passion, they think, no, it is not suiting my body comfort, then I'll give it up. People who are in the mode of ignorance, out of illusion, they give it up. So like that, different people give up the prescribed duties out of different thoughts. Now, but prescribed duties, Krishna says it has to be done, because it gives you that stage of the taste of goodness, so that you can actually go higher and higher. So now, after saying this, now Krishna is coming to a point of where how to situate ourselves in the mode of goodness, and don't go this side or that side. If you look at the goodness, it is very unique, because you have to work, that's passion, and you have to sleep, that is ignorance. In between sleeping and working, you have to do the right work, that is mode of goodness, that is in between. So Krishna cannot let somebody just sleep, without doing work. He has to wake them up, do something, but he cannot just let them do something bad. They have to do something good. So gradually Krishna wants to drive everyone towards doing some good work. That's mode of goodness. So the whole universe, the whole real world is designed in such a way that everyone has to come to the state of goodness, so that they understand what is what. Even the real knowledge is illuminated in the mode of goodness only. So all the um, auspicious work is done in the mode of goodness, right? So here, but as long as we are, situated in this side or that side, it is very difficult. So one has to come to that perfect, state, so that one can understand the beauty of mode of goodness. And it is in fact difficult, but with Krishna himself, he says, acknowledges it is difficult, but with the right amount of practice and determination, Krishna says it is possible. So, so in the verse number 11, we just read this verse number 11. Krishna himself is acknowledging here, if you look at it, he's acknowledging that it is actually impossible to give up all activities, right? So, so even Krishna says in the 3rd chapter that ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. So no prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. So this is directly opposite to what, if Krishna is saying we cannot give up any activity, it is not possible for embodied living beings. On the other side, Krishna is saying, you think you are doing everything, actually material nature is doing everything, but you're out of false ego, you're thinking you're doing something. You see, these two are extremes. On one side, we cannot give up activities. On the other side, we think we are doing everything and we take a lot of pride in that. So, but there is something in between these two extremes, and that is acknowledging that Krishna is facilitating me to do activities. I have to reciprocate in such a way that whatever makes the Lord happy, I will do only those activities. And that is what is really sannyasi is doing. The sannyasi doesn't want to take any credit. He doesn't want to take any success or failure. Even failure comes also sannyasis. They don't really worry about it, because for them, failure or success, the result is up to Krishna. Who are they to suffer or enjoy, right? So the sannyasi goes to that extent where they are stopping the work, nor they are trying to take the result. They are trying to stay that the perfect center where they will do the activities for the pleasure of Krishna, and Krishna gives them credit, or Krishna gives them failure. That is fine. It's up to Krishna. So that is where the perfection the lies. That is where the perfection lies, and that is the most difficult thing also to do, because anyone can work for money. At the end of the month salary if you give, they will work. Anyone can work if if you tell them, oh, if you don't work, I'll kill them. Out of fear, they will work. But out of love, if they have to work and give the results back to you, it is not easy. Only if they have 100% faith and trust, only then it can happen. So that is why Krishna conscious is a lifelong practice, because every time there is a relationship with Krishna, we will test. Is Krishna is going to keep up his promise? Is he going to, like every time devotees, they also actually test, Krishna is Krishna is going to keep up his promise? Is he going to lift me up from this problem? Every time Krishna is also giving, so many problems comes in life. But when we trust Krishna, when we stay in Krishna consciousness, we can overcome those problems. And then gradually the devotees also gain strength, and they come to such an extent where their faith will be unshakable. There will be one day the faith will be unshakable. At that time, they will be able to do exactly what Prabhupada is saying, that they will work, but then give the results to Krishna. That is, and such a person can be a family man, he can be a brahmachari, or he can be at any stage of life, but he is considered as a sannyasi. So imagine these are the words of Prabhupada, who is a sannyasi, and he is saying these members of International Society of Krishna Consciousness who work very hard in their office and factory or some other place, whatever they earn, they give it to such elevated souls are actually sannyasis. So imagine Prabhupada, he left his family, he left his children, he took sannyas, he took the danda and he took the saffron cloth. He came to America, and he's saying, and those students who have not gotten any sannyasi initiation, neither they have danda, but they are actually sannyasis, because he's saying out of knowledge. It's not that changing the dress of the color of the dress makes you sannyasi, right? So one time there was a story like Sri Ramanujacharya. So Ramanujacharya is a very Acharya of the Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya. He was very powerful. He was born 1,000 years ago, and he wrote many literatures, just like Srila Prabhupada. He wrote Bhashyam for Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. So he wrote Sri Bhashyam. Sri Bhashyam is considered the authentic translation of Vedanta Sutras, for just like Srimad Bhagavatam. So like that, one time there was a king who was very much envious of Vaishnavas. He was a Shaivite, he was a Lord Shiva follower. So he was going to everyone and then asking them to write sign a signature saying the Lord Shiva is supreme. So at that time, the Ramanujacharya's secretary understood that the king's servants are coming here, but Ramanujacharya will not sign it, so they will arrest him. Knowing that, he took Ramanujacharya's dress and then he put it. So his Kurvat, I think his name is Kurvatar. He was a Grahastha. Grahasthas, they normally don't wear sannyasis, saffron colored dress. So he was taking his dress and putting, and then Ramanujacharya was looking at it and he was asking, Kurvatar, என்ன ஆச்சு இன்னைக்கு நீங்க then he was asking, do you put my dress? What? Then the Kurvatar said, as a joke, he said, Swami, today let me put, I like to put your dress, let me put it. I want to. And then he understood the whole thing, he understood. And then the king's servants, they came, and then he said, yeah, he is the one. But actually, they knew that he is not the person. So Kurvatar was saying that actually I am the Acharya, but they arrested him and they took him to the palace, the king's prison. Eventually, Ramanujacharya was very much, he felt a separation of his disciple, Kurvata. So like that, that time, like changing the dress, just changing the dress doesn't make one sannyasi or. So the example here Prabhupada is saying is very much appropriate and relevant. Like, so it doesn't matter, whether you're on a grahastha or actually taken sannyas. If you really work for Krishna and give the results to Krishna, then you're very elevated. You're considered, you're also sannyasi. So, and how to renounce, how to renounce and what purpose it should be renounced. It is we have to be very intelligent to understand all of these aspects. I think devotees just now, they went to Sadhu Sangha festival, very opulent, festival. It was done with such a pomp and opulence. All of the sannyasis there, if you look at sannyasis and grahasthas, all of the kirtaniyas who came, they have only one purpose, to just glorify Krishna and make all of them relish the Krishna consciousness and make them a better devotees, right? So for that, they had to take so much inconvenience of renting the whole place, taking care of the traveling expenses and food and buying groceries, and the whole festival. There is so much work. There's so much work is being done. But if you look at the real output is just to make a devotee much more pure and much more closer to Krishna, right? That essence, that output is really the output that Prabhupada also wanted. For that, he was going to any extent of taking any trouble of facilitating any festivals. Like arranging these festivals are not easy. It's like many months of preparations. But these devotees, they do it for the pleasure of Krishna, and also they also relish. So one who actually relishes working hard for Krishna, they're very elevated people. They are not ordinary. It's we think the other way around. We think one who is sitting in the forest all the time is more elevated, but it's actually the other way around. So Prabhupada also gave one example. He said the gopis, they were not chanting, but they were actually actually engaging in serving Krishna, because they are on the platform of relishing Krishna consciousness. They are not on the platform of becoming Krishna conscious. They are already on the Krishna conscious platform. They're relishing it. So when they're relishing it, how they relish is they serve Krishna with whatever they have. So like this sannyasis, they are working hard for facilitating all of these festivals because they are relishing Krishna consciousness. So even Prabhupada, if you look at his whole life, he was basically traveling, preaching. He was Parivrajikacharya, like he was the one who was moving from place to place, preaching about Krishna, conducting festivals, writing books. He was not a single day he was, just empty sitting. So even Prabhupada used to say Arjuna was fighting for Krishna, right? He was not sitting and chanting because he's already purified. Now he's asking Krishna, what you want me to do? And then Krishna says, Karishye Vachanam Tha, whatever you want me to do, I'll do it. So that is even higher platform than we are trying to get purified. After purification, what we will do? We will do service. And how we will do the service? Whatever Krishna wants. So similarly, these sannyasis are like that. So even Jayapatak Swami Maharaj also, he used to work outside. Because at that time there was no income coming to ISKCON. Prabhupada wanted to give some Sunday lectures and Sunday feast, love feast. There was not even money to buy groceries. So Jayapatak Maharaj used to go and work. He used to give the entire salary to Prabhupada. And Prabhupada used to use that money for printing the books, buying groceries. So imagine that kind of sacrifice the devotees used to do. They are definitely they are actually sannyasis. So even grahasthas, there are many grahasthas in ISKCON. They are fully dedicated to spreading Krishna consciousness, chanting at home, doing sadhana bhakti. They are elevated devotees. They are, on the path of becoming the actual advanced devotees. From there are different levels of bhakti. Like the beginning stage, Kanishtadhikari, they say, and then Madhyamadhikari and Uttamadhikari, right? So they are on the path of becoming a Madhyamadhikari, who is just closer to Uttamadhikari. So Uttamadhikari is like, pure devotee, which is like Srila Prabhupada, who is completely dedicated to Krishna consciousness. So here, if you look at the verse number 12, Prabhupada, again, Krishna is saying that what if we are not at that level? What we are not at the level of working for Krishna and giving the results to Krishna. If we are not at that level, what will happen? Trividam karmana phalam. So if you are not at that level, then we should understand that there are three kinds of results are going to accrue. And then we have to eventually we have to reap the benefits. So in Bible also there is said, sow as you reap, right? Whatever you throw, the seed, that's going to actually you have to reap. Similarly here, when we do a business, there'll be profit and there'll be loss also, and sometimes mixed results. So all of that we have to reap. So these will accrue after death, meaning it is not going to go away with this body. It's going to come to you with a subtle body to the next life, it's going to carry on. So that is why this called vasana, they say impressions, right? So these impressions and these results is going to carry on. So Prabhupada sometimes used to say that, why are you working very hard? Whatever you accrued in previous life, either positive or negative, your happiness, your suffering is already, whatever you accrued, it's going to come to you. Certain amount of happiness will come, certain amount of suffering according to what you accrued previous life, it's going to come. But in this life also, you're always driving towards desiring something happiness. Whatever suffering you had previously, that is also going to come. So instead of chasing again the same happiness and suffering, and try something different. Prabhupada is saying, why not try Krishna consciousness, which is going to solve everything for all, once for all, right? So that is the intelligence Prabhupada wanted to give. But we think that our hard work actually brings the whole result. Right? Our hard work is only one part of it. The other factors of work is also involved. So that is why sometimes, if you look at people, suddenly they become from a king, they become paupers. From a pauper, they become king. Right? So how is that if the hard work is like, can give you the result? How is those things are happening? Right? So Prabhupada gives many examples he used to give. He used to say that the certain amount of population, they always have to be on the streets. They always have to be on the roads. They're always on the bottom line. And people are working, trying so hard so that they can uplift everyone economically to the higher status of life. And he used to say that economical uplifting is not the real thing. One has to be uplifted by knowledge. That is what, Prabhupada wanted. So that regardless of you're rich or poor, you can be happy. Right? So the happiness doesn't have to be only if you're rich. So Prabhupada wanted to give that kind of a consciousness where even a poor people can live peacefully, happily in Krishna conscious way. That is what he wanted to give. But then the whole government situation, it is always scattered towards economic upliftment. The government and the church is separate. Like they're trying to separate the church and the government. All of these things are very complicated. The whole thing becomes very complicated. So now the one thing we can understand from this verse is that the results are accumulating, and we have to either enjoy or suffer. But on the other side, one who is in Krishna consciousness, one who acts in that relationship, he is always Mukta Purush. He is always liberated. Mukta Purush means you have to understand that he will be liberated, and after leaving this body, he will become, he will transcend this material world and he'll enter into the spiritual kingdom. So in this, by living and while leaving, after leaving the body also, he gets liberated. So that is the beauty of Krishna conscious and Vedic culture. So Hare Krishna, these are some thoughts I would like to share, devotees. Let's see if there are any discussions.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, very nicely you explained these two verses, the significance, and how Prabhupada also explained these teachings. So Prabhuji, it's as you said, like we are not the doer. Whenever I think like I am the doer, that's the biggest mistake I am doing in life. So always have to remember that I am doing for Krishna, to please Krishna. So I am nothing without Krishna's will. So that's so important, Prabhuji. And as you explain, as you mentioned about the sadhu sangha and this, yes, Prabhuji, it's a big. This is my second year. I'm able to witness. It was so big, Prabhuji. Around 5,000. Subal Prabhu, Anand Prabhu, we're all there. Raghu Prabhu. So Prabhuji, it was like it's so much planning and coordination. It's amazing. Like 5,000 devotees almost. And His Holiness Indradumna Swami Maharaj, who is the inventor of this big Sadhu Sang Prabhuji. And when I went to the Prabhuji in the kitchen for doing very little service, I noticed, Prabhu, so many devotees, they are actually working constantly, and whom I saw last time in the kitchen and also the vegetable cutting, the management team. They are also the same husband, wife, and other Matajis. They are also this year also. Like every year they are assigned for this service, and they take this service. And they cannot go to enjoy the Kirtan, Prabhuji. They are just hearing sometimes live, and sometimes they won't be able to hear. They was telling they are very busy with making prasadam, preparing prasadam, cutting all the managing people, volunteers. So it is so much devotion, as you said. Like you do not have to be a sannyasi. In the at grihastha life, one can renounce, and that's the perfection of life. When we are able to renounce, means we are able to do the service to please Guru, to please Krishna, not for ourselves. It's like they are dedicating like so many hours, like in the kitchen and on other services. So they cannot enjoy the kirtan. They cannot enjoy maybe prasadam also very short time. Again, they are doing so many devotees, so many volunteers, Prabhuji. So it's amazing. And also, Prabhuji will talk about that Prabhupada's disciples and so many other devotees, they are so sincere doing service, and they give their maximum of their money for the Krishna consciousness movement. And Prabhuji, I recall his Grace Charu Prabhu, who passed few months ago. And he actually, I heard that he was amazing devotee of Srila Prabhupada, and he built that Uta, the temple, and he spent lot of hours, tireless hours, the building that temple, like years, as well as he also gave lot of money, his own money, more Prabhuji and other senior devotees, Prabhupada Prabhu may know more. But I heard like his dedication is so exemplary. And Prabhuji, again, his Grace Boishashika Prabhuji, he is not a sannyasi, he is a grihastha, but he is so elevated devotee, Srila Prabhupada's disciple, and he also gives diksha, Guru Diksha to the devotees, and he is so much dedicated, Prabhuji, with kirtan, with Srimad Bhagavatam distribution. So they are actually our inspiration, a big inspiration, like how much they do to please Krishna, and they are already renounced while they are at home. Like they do not have to leave everything and go for sannyas, but they can do from home, like grihastha life. So Prabhuji, that's just would like to share. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing such wonderful glimpses of sadhu sangha. Yeah, I know it's those devotees are designed, I mean, dedicated for a particular service, and the whole festival they do it. I think that's their service, that's their offering to Guru Maharaj and all the the sannyasis who are actually requesting them. So each of them have their offerings. Someone is on the kitchen, someone is on the arranging the dining tables. Everybody has their dedicated services they do. It is, I mean, those devotees are actually the pillars of the whole festival. The festival runs because there are some pillars who are dedicated certain activities. That's it. They will take care of the whole festival, only those activities. And I'm sure there are many areas. We can't really see those areas, but they exist like services. Sweeping, the cleaning at the night after everything is done, that is another big service. Like there are invisible services that goes on. So at least kitchen we can see, but those invisible services only happen in the midnight. So thank you for sharing, Mataji. Anyone else would like to share devotees?
Yeah.
Actually, Prabhuji. Yeah, after you, Prabhuji, go ahead.
Okay, very quickly. So what Bhaswati Mataji is saying is absolutely 100% correct. How much uh, devotion and sacrifice all these people put. And the Kirtaniyas also. Each 1 hour slot is like a production. When people make a movie or a concert, there's so much effort that goes into it. We are here listening to them, but there's so much coordination in each of those. For instance, many of us have commented on that. Achyuta Gopi, she's extremely popular. And when she did the total narration of the Lord Narasimha story from beginning to end, right from Prahlad Maharaj being in the womb of Kadayu and the Narada talking to her, and it went on till the very end. This went on late at night. People couldn't leave. They were totally mesmerized, and it was so much ecstatic dancing, and it was absolutely crazy. And I wanted to leave earlier so that I could sleep, but I couldn't either. It was really something.
Yeah, this is the Vedic culture, the narration with music, with so much joy. It the whole pastimes of hearing become more sweeter. We can't really leave. Like even the Kusha, Lava Kusha, they used to actually recite the whole Ramayana with the musical instruments like that. This is a Vedic culture. I think if we revive this will be very beautiful. Thank you, Raghu Prabhu, for sharing that. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandat Pranam.
Yeah.
I'll take maybe a minute, Prabhuji. Before so regarding Sadhu Sangha, already Paswati Mataji, Raghu Prabhu, everyone covered. Beyond the words we can speak, Prabhu. Okay. That is the real renunciation I can explain. Okay. We can see there. People are standing, Prabhu. The whole day, Guru Maharaj is there. They will have their disciples, right, Prabhu? I can't even think I can stand for 1 hour like them, to be frank. Okay. Because that's how, that is the real renunciation, and they are the real devotees of Krishna, Prabhuji. Yeah. And second one, you said, Prabhu, prescribed duties, right, Prabhu? So, see, my grandfather was a farmer. Forefathers were farmers. Then my father was a bus conductor, and now I am here. So we won't see, they were doing a lot of their prescribed duties, but none of them came to us, Prabhu. Maybe we were not brought up like that. We were never taken to the fields, or we don't know. At least in my backyard, I do with my help of Sri and all, I do something. But they have done their prescribed duties. Okay, Prabhu. But whatever we are doing, I may not be doing 100% because, for example, IT is not my piece of cake, Prabhu. I am doing IT just for feeding my kids and my wife. But that is not my passion, Prabhu. Okay. My passion is different. But I do only for earning and for feeding my family, for my kids, and to live, Prabhu. So that I'm not doing wholeheartedly, Prabhu. Is that wrong, Prabhu? Or do you think I'm not doing wholeheartedly? That doesn't mean, because I am doing my best, Prabhu. Okay. That means, I mean, I am doing my best. I'm delivering my best. I'm getting lot of recognitions. They are giving me a lot of good hikes, good promotions. Everything is good, but I'm not doing 100% wholeheartedly. That's not my piece of cake. So I'm just thinking, am I doing wrong, Prabhu? Yeah.
No, bro, prescribed duties in itself is all the word prescribed duties comes from Vedas. So Vedas have a certain prescribed duties which is meant for a different class of people so that they can make a living, and also at the same time they can also practice Krishna consciousness. So prescribed duties are not all in itself is for pure, only if it is driven in the right direction, it has purification. So in the Kali Yuga, because the family tradition, all that is very difficult to follow, and it's not even practically the strictly Vaishyas and strictly Brahmanas, those by birth, it's not even established in Kali Yuga. Because in Kali Yuga, Janmana Jayate Sudra, like by birth, everyone is a Sudra, and then gradually one has to be trained. So we are not trained so far. At least now we are getting some training in ISKCON. We are getting some training. Then if you get some desire, now after the training, if you feel that your desire towards certain occupation is much more aligned with your nature, then you can go towards that nature. So if you think you want to protect cows and do agriculture, if your nature is more inclined, you can do that. At the same time, practice Krishna consciousness. Or if your nature is becoming Brahmana, you want to teach Shastra to others, and then like that you can make a living, and also design your life like that, you can also do it. But if you think I cannot actually change my at this stage of life, it's not possible. I will just continue to do this, but I will practice Krishna consciousness so that I will mold my family into practicing Krishna consciousness, and at least drive them towards the right direction. That is also fine. It all how your nature is, and how strictly nobody can say I am Vaishya, I am Brahmana, I am like that. It's nowadays it's all mixed.
Yes, Prabhu.
So it's very difficult to understand. So that is why we have to. Prabhupada used to say best out of bad bargain, right? So we have some situation. 50% of life is already done. We cannot change at this time. At least children, they can mold according to the nature, a job, something that they can do. But it should be centered around mode of goodness life without too much complication, so that happy life, simple life, Krishna conscious life, without much complications.
Yes,
So
Prabhuji.
that way, that is the whole purpose.
Yes, Prabhuji. But doing anything we are doing in Krishna consciousness only, Prabhuji. We put Krishna before we do anything, Prabhu. That's what we are following maybe for last 6-7 years. Yes, Prabhuji.
Right. Yeah. If your nature is driving you towards something, some devotees become a full-time brahmanas. They leave the job, they just take up. They do get some charity, some Lakshmi. Eventually, it's a difficult in Kali Yuga because everything, like I said last time, without money you don't get anything Kali Yuga. Right?
Yes, Prabhu.
Those days are gone. Where 50 years ago, you need money for 10% of the things. 90% you don't need money. But now even water,
Yes,
buying
Prabhu.
water also we need money. So we are at the mercy of money. So we can't really do a lot of changes in life. At least mold a simple life so we can practice Krishna conscious. That's all.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, devotees. Anyone else would like to share?
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Prabhu.
Prabhu.
Singh
Go ahead.
Prabhuji. Oh, sorry, Mother. Great.
Oh, go ahead, Prabhuji.
No, I just wanted to mention one thing. This is the like a wonderful question asked by Prabhuji. The beauty of ISKCON is we can find every kind of seva in ISKCON. If one wants to, become a Brahmana, he can do it. If one is like a Kshatriya mentality, he can protect, Krishna consciousness. He can go out, raise funds, right? And Vaishya, taking care of the cows, taking care of the business of the ISKCON, like Shudras. Of course, in this Kali Yuga, everybody is actually Shudra. No one is a real, Brahmana. But Prabhupada made everybody, as Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Sudras, and every part. Of course, whatever we have that passion, we have to do it. But at the same time, as Prabhuji said, we have to feed our family. So whatever is practical, that's what I wanted to just add. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Thank you, Subal Prabhuji. So I think you can show your Vaishya skills in our new Brajadam form, Prabhuji.
Yes, exactly, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Yes. So we can grow a nice garden there, flower garden. So we can all your skill sets we need. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Sorry, I'm just joining. I was actually traveling. I just got to Haridwar right now, and this is the Purushottam Mass, Prabhuji, and my app. The Ekadashi app is somehow showing that today is Nirjala Pandava Ekadashi, but my mom said it's really not. It's at the end of June. So I was confused. Is it Nirjala or is it not
Yeah, June 24th is, I think, Nirjala Mataji.
Nirjala? So this
Yeah.
in Purushottam Mass, the Ekadashi is normal Ekadashi, just like no grains and beans.
Yes, Mataji. Padmini Ekadashi today, yeah.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Thank you for clarifying.
Thank you, Mataji. So please pray for us at the Haridwar, Mataji. So please.
Definitely, Prabhuji. All of you are in my thoughts. Definitely, Prabhuji.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you
all
so
missed
much.
your association, Mataji. We were
Yes,
thinking.
Prabhuji. Me too. Me too. This is the last week for my Chaitanya Charitamrita class. So hopefully from next week I'll be able to rejoin the classes as usual. Thank you so much for teaching me, giving me the basics, everything. I wouldn't be able to understand even 1% of Chaitanya Charitamrita if it's not for all of your mercy and blessings. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for
You should
teaching me.
contact Basuti Mataji. She will explain in more detail, Mataji.
Yes, definitely. Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna devotees, we'll conclude today's session. It's 9:07. Thank you very much for all of you for joining. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyo patitanam
Pavanebhyo
pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
namo
Namo
namaha.
Namaha.
Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Pad ki jai.
Jai.
Bhagavad Gita ki jai.
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 Happy
Krishna
Ekadashi.
Prabhuji ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Jai.
Dandot pranam.
Happy Ekadashi, everybody. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Take away,
Krishna, Hare
everyone.
Krishna.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Prabhuji.
Haribo.